There's nothing more relaxing. It's the ultimate form of relaxation to go back and forth between hot and cold. It's time for a breather show on the amazing benefits of therapeutic cold water exposure. Yeah, what's the deal with this popular health practice? First thing we have to do is dispel a major misconception that I'm picking up from a lot of people, where the knee-jerk reaction when they watch my video or find out I go into a tub of cold water for therapy, they're like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I think you're going to get a heart attack. I could never do it. That water's too cold. So the first misconception is that this is a practice that involves suffering, torture, punishment. It's none of that. It's a therapeutic exposure to cold water for an appropriate duration that will stimulate an assortment of health benefits, but certainly not leave you feeling miserable or cause adverse health consequences. And so the whole point here is to engage in this appropriate exposure to reawaken these long-lost ancient genetic pathways of repair, restoration, and resilience. Because you see, look around, modern life is filled with comfort, convenience, luxury, indulgence, and in many ways, the modern human has gone soft on some of these really powerful and important genetic attributes that have been neutralized by the comforts and convenience of modern life. Nothing wrong with advancing technological progress and making life easier than it was during our ancestral times, but it's important to tap into this window of repair and restoration through exposure to cold of an appropriately short duration, so we get all these wonderful health benefits. And that will reawaken our fighting spirit, our psychological resilience, as well as prompt a whole bunch of amazing health benefits in a very short time. So a brief exposure to cold will deliver a fantastic anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, immune-boosting, cellular repair benefits, the benefits to the brain neurons, protective benefits to the brain neurons, and a hormonal and psychological boost that happens virtually instantly and lasts for a long time afterward. There's a prominently cited Finnish study where the subjects were exposed to 40-degree Fahrenheit water for only 20 seconds. So that's within reach of anyone. Even if you're a novice and you can't imagine yourself jumping in the cold tub, come on, 20 seconds, you can do anything. And when you exit, you feel that incredible sense of alertness and aliveness that you've probably referenced at some point when you jumped into cold water and got out and were screaming and feel alert and energized. So that's what we're going for here, is that brief exposure to prompt a hormonal boost. The research from Finland, 40 Fahrenheit for 20 seconds. I believe the subjects went a few times a week for 6 weeks. Each time they experienced a reliable boost in the prominent mood-elevating hormone called norepinephrine that lasted for up to an hour after the brief exposure. You also get a sustained dopamine release. That's the motivation reward neurochemical that we talk about so much, and very important to compare and contrast to the undesirable dopamine spike that occurs when we indulge in all these instant gratification pleasures that we have at our availability today that don't require much effort. So when you persevere through something difficult, through a challenge, like overcoming your resistance, getting in that cold tub or that cold water or that cold shower and going for it and executing your intended goal, that's when you get the dopamine release that's positive, that's beneficial. You don't have a corresponding crash afterward where you kind of descend into the addictive model that we see so often with the other dopamine triggering behaviors like junk food, prescription drugs, street drugs, video games, pornography, eating indulgent food, exercising too much, engaging with the mobile device to the excess where we're just flooding the dopamine pathways of the brain to the extent that we suppress the serotonin oxytocin pathways that lead to that sense of long-term satisfaction, connection, leading a rich, meaningful life. So when we just indulge in instant gratification pleasures that don't require effort, that has adverse health consequences where if we persevere through challenges, that's when we get the dopamine spike that encourages us to repeat healthy behaviors. So you get that awesome dopamine norepinephrine spike in a very short time from therapeutic cold exposure. You have all the the health and hormonal and cellular repair benefits. And then I think possibly most profound of all are the psychological benefits that you experience, where you become a more focused, disciplined, resilient person, more focused, disciplined, and resilient against all other forms of stress that you face in life, because you have made cold exposure a habit and told your body, your mind telling your body what to do, as Tony Robbins describes it. So I'm making my cold exposure something that transcends my emotional state, whether I feel like it or not, whether I'm in a good mood. It transcends those flimsy attributes of motivation, willpower, and looking out the window and seeing the drizzle come down and thinking, oh, it's too cold outside for me to go in my cold water. It doesn't matter what the weather is outside. You go in the water and you're in water. And then if you want to re-warm immediately, think about the increase in appreciation and pleasure for something simple like a hot shower. Or I love engaging in contrast therapy, where you go into the cold, you have immediate warming opportunity, whether it's a sauna, a hot spa. You can go cycles through hot shower, back in the cold, back in the hot tub, back in the sauna, back in the hot tub, back in the cold tub. And boy, when you're completing a true contrast therapy session, you can make it a wonderful social experience. There's nothing more relaxing. It's the ultimate form of relaxation to go back and forth between hot and cold. But I also like the utility of my cold exposure practice, where in a very short time, I get this immediate boost in alertness and energy. It's way better than a morning cup of coffee. There's nothing like it. And it only takes a couple minutes, and then I can go about my busy day. And actually, I like the process of re-warming naturally afterward, even though it might be difficult. Sometimes I have to go inside and I put on a ski cap or a hoodie and dress warmly, even in a warm home, because you have a delayed response. But when you teach your body to re-warm naturally, to recalibrate back to homeostasis, putting into the mix all these high-level cellular repair attributes and immune function, anti-inflammatory functions, that's when you get a maximum benefit, and also has profound benefits to helping you reduce excess body fat. So your cold exposure practice can help prompt higher fat burning on a whole different channel than your diet and exercise efforts. And I'm so pleased to announce that I'm coming out with a comprehensive online multimedia educational course on the topic of cold therapy and all the different modalities you can try, starting with a cold shower, using the custom designed tubs. I'm absolutely loving my plunge tub from thecoldplunge.com with circulating filtered water set to my desired temperature, 24/7 opportunity to open up that lid and plunge into beautiful crystal clear water. It's such a great therapy practice. You can get one delivered to your home and get started on this wonderful health practice. And that, boy, can be life-changing in so many ways, because you're now doing something for yourself. You're advocating for yourself every morning, if it will be, or however often you can get out there, but you build it into habit, and then it carries over into being a better habit-forming person, a more focused person throughout the rest of the day. So try it out. Check out thecoldplunge.com for more details and education on the hormonal benefits. Listen to my full-length show that I recorded a while ago on cold water therapy, and keep a lookout for the launch of the online course called Take the Cold Plunge. Thank you for listening, watching.